So free agency is officially upon us, and to start it off, the New York Knicks definitely were spending some money, retaining some veterans, adding a new piece in Evan Fournier. I'm going to read you off the contracts right now that they currently have signed at the time I'm recording this. Alec Burks, 3 years, $30 million. New Orleans Noel, 3 years, $32 million. Evan Fournier, 4 years, $78 million. And Derrick Rose is re-upped for 3 years, $43 million. So today, we're going to be doing kind of a hybrid offseason free agency rebuild today with the Knicks. Obviously, a bigger piece like a Kawhi Leonard has not really signed anywhere yet. At the time you're seeing this, it very well could be possible. But where we sit, man, I wanted to do an offseason rebuild with the Knicks. It looks like they've spent up all their money. So I will tell you right now, throughout free agency, I actually just went ahead and spent 2 hours actually correcting and making sure that every single rookie that was just in the 2021 draft is on the correct teams. The overalls, the looks, some things are probably screwed up about it. But the names, they are on the right team. I'm sure progression is going to be a little weird. I didn't edit any of the players whatsoever besides the names on some of them and some of the places that they're from, ages and stuff like that. So I tried to do it, man. I'm sure there's problems with it, but today we're going to be doing the Knicks. They do have 4 rookies. So unlike a normal offseason rebuild, we're actually not going to be starting in the offseason. We're going to be starting at the next season, so the 2021-2022 regular season. Just because this team's kind of already made their free agency moves, I don't think they're necessarily doing anything else big. That being said, knowing my luck, they're probably going to make a crazy trade, and I'm going to have to redo this one in a couple days. But yeah, we're going to be doing a Knicks offseason rebuild today. As always, if you guys are new around here want to subscribe to the channel, man, I would definitely appreciate it. Free agency has started. We definitely got some fun rebuilds coming, so if you guys want to stick along for a while, we'd love to have you. All right, let's get into this one. All right, so we're here at the start of year number 1 right now. I can go ahead and show you what this roster is kind of looking like right now. We do have their 4 rookies on this team. You can ignore the overalls. They suck, I know. Jericho Sims, Miles McBride, Rokas Jokubaitis, I don't know, and Quentin Grimes, who I thought was one of the steals of the draft at pick 25. So he's on this team. I think Miles McBride, he's going to be pretty good as well. But the rest of this roster is somewhat probably pretty close to what it's going to look like when they actually do start next season. I'm sure they're going to make a move or two. But, as we currently sit right now, I can't predict, things that haven't happened yet. So we're just doing this right now as it kind of stands. Derrick Rose is going to be our point guard definitely for a season. I also want to emphasize this is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. If I'm going to make a trade, I'm going to make a trade. That being said, I'm not going to trade any of our, main starters this season. I don't really think that's fun. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and kind of run it back with this squad right now. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Fournier. He kind of had this weird role in Boston as well where he's definitely a starting caliber player. He just didn't really start for them ever unless there was an injury or COVID problem. That being said, I like Emmanuel Quickley's potential a lot. I feel like he should probably be in the starting lineup, but hey, you paid Evan Fournier almost $80 million. So we will move on from there. Alec Burks obviously signed with this team as well. Moving on here, we have, not Jericho Sims, that's not who I'm talking about. They re-signed Nerlens Noel as well to a contract I was actually kind of hoping before my Celtics traded for Al Horford. I kind of wanted them to get Nerlens Noel. But yeah, it's an interesting team. I'm actually probably going to move on from Kevin Knox right now, maybe get a new backup point guard just because they just re-signed Alex Burks. So there's really no reason for me to go ahead and, have 3 small forwards on this team and maybe go ahead and get some value for Knox at that point guard spot. So before we do start in sim in year number 1, I'll see you guys with the trade. And yes, before you say it, I said I'm not trading starters. He's not a starter. I'll see you guys with the trade. Couldn't find a trade, so ultimately Kevin Knox just is not going to be in the rotation right now. He'll still be on the squad. So as I just mentioned, I really don't know which way they're going to kind of go with this team. Obviously they kind of have 4 of their starters figured out with Derrick Rose, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. So I guess it's probably kind of a battle between Quickley and, Evan Fournier for who's the starting shooting guard. Hypothetically here in 2K's world anyways, we have a 22-year-old on a rookie contract who develops very well in this game. It would be absolutely idiotic for me not to start him. So yeah, I'm paying somebody almost $80 million to come off the bench right now. I'm sure a lot of you do know I don't really like doing that, but we'll live with it for a season at least. Year number 1, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, our bench unit. Fournier is going to be our 6th man off the bench, followed by Obi Toppin, Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, and then Luka Vildoza will be getting some minutes here just because I couldn't really find anybody better if we're being honest here. So, and hypothetically, maybe I could get Miles McBride some minutes, but I'd rather, maybe wait on that one, see if I can get him some minutes, eventually down the road when he's a little bit of a higher overall. So yeah, I would love to, get Derrick Rose a championship here as our starting point guard. I think Derrick Rose has definitely earned, a championship at some point in time. He's definitely played long enough where he should probably be competing for a ring, but I don't know, man. We will cross that road when we get there, though. He just regresses super poorly in this game. I'm sure a lot of you do know that. So we're rolling with it for now. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1. So apparently 2K was not a big fan of this team as we finish up as an 11 seed here in the Eastern Conference after, this team ended up being in the playoffs last year. Unfortunately lost in 5 games to the Atlanta Hawks, but still I definitely do think this was a playoff team, but 2K doesn't agree with me. Luka Doncic, your MVP, Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year in Detroit. Spencer Dinwiddie, who I know is not going to be in Brooklyn. I just cannot update every single free agent right now when I don't know where they're going. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Shake Milton, Most Improved. Stan Van. Oh my God, dude, we do this every single video. I swear to God, we do it every single video. Derrick Rose actually led us in scoring, so he's still solid. His overall went down one. That kind of sucks to see. Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, Robinson. And the rest, rebounds went to Robinson, and assists was D. Rose. So no playoffs. It's unfortunate at 37 and 45. Obviously, that's not quite the record we were looking for there. Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler, who just got a fat contract extension, he's going to be making $50 million when he's 36 years old. Look, I get you got to pay your players, dude, but I'm not 100% sure about that one, if I'm being honest with you. I love Jimmy. I think he's very good. I just don't know if by the time he's 36 years old, he's going to be worth making $50 million a season. Quite a bit of money. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, so we will head up to staff signing right now. We will keep Tom Thibodeau. Got some decent ratings. Caleb Brand, goodbye. Mike Woodson, goodbye. Johnny Bryant has some decent ratings, but I can get better. So we're going to go ahead and just try. I mean, we're the Knicks here. We're obviously one of the biggest markets in the entire league, so we can probably go ahead and spend some money on some coaches who hopefully have a couple better ratings, like Lionel Hollins here. Actually, I can only sign one assistant coach at a time. Owen Masters, my guy, and then we get all of those guys, and we'll also go ahead and I'll sign Jeff Hornacek as well if he wants to come here. Beautiful. Let's head up to the NBA draft now. So do we have our first round pick this year? We do. It's at pick 12. We also have the 13th overall pick in the second round. So, hypothetically, at some point in time, I would like to get Quentin Grimes some minutes. I think it would be cool. I don't love the Fournier contract here. I like it a lot more in real life than I do in this game. I just think if you're the Knicks, look, I'm a Celtics fan. I'm sure a lot of you know that. If you didn't, I'm a Celtics fan. Evan Fournier was obviously traded to the Celtics at the deadline last year. He fit into the Gordon Hayward trade, or TPE. It's kind of sucks that we didn't re-sign him because he's obviously a pretty good player. But from my perspective, there's a loaded free agency class next year. The Celtics can make a maximum slot available. Wouldn't have been able to do that with Fournier's contract. Is he worth $19.5 million a season? 78 total, whatever the breakdown ends up being. I don't know. Hypothetically, I mean, if you're not having him in your starting lineup, that's also tough. I'm sure they might have him in their starting lineup. I don't really know which way we're going on that, but today in my world, when we're doing an unrealistic rebuild, I'm going to trade his ass. So we're going to go ahead and probably get into some trades in a second. It sucks about Derrick Rose. I know he just led us in scoring, but he's making 15 mil. He's only going to keep going down in overalls, and we'll kind of cross the road with Alec Burks and as well. So I don't want to blow up their entire 2021 free agency, but ultimately we're in a 3-year window here. And yes, for prospect rebuilds, I will be doing 5-year rebuilds from now on. So we'll get into those more down the line, but we're going to go ahead and make some trades right now. And I'm sorry, Knicks fans, I'm not trying to piss any of you off, but I might. Didn't think that was going to go through, but nonetheless it did. All of it took, I'll actually just show you guys the trade right here. It took Evan Fournier and Nerlens Noel and our 12th overall pick this year for us to get De'Aaron Fox. How that's possible, I have absolutely no idea, but we will not be drafting anybody this season. I don't need a second round pick, so I'm actually surprised it was that easy. I didn't think it would be, but it was. So I'm going to bring back all of these guys. Some of them I'm going to get first round picks for. Others, like Kevin Knox, I'm probably just going to let walk. I mean, I tried to trade him. I couldn't really find the correct move. So we do need to re-sign Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Those are two big unrestricted free agents that I definitely do need back here in New York. Like 100%. There's really no wiggle room there whatsoever. They're both coming back here. Kevin Knox can ultimately just leave. The Kevin Knox thing, man, the Fortnite jacket at the draft, dude, it was kind of downhill from there. So I do have to make a decision what I want to do. Ultimately, I don't think Derrick Rose is going to be on this team for long. I think he'll probably be my backup point guard for a season, then we'll kind of go from there. I'm going to give Quentin Grimes some minutes as the backup shooting guard. I do like him a lot. I do think he can be good in this league. I don't know why he slipped so far to 25, but he did nonetheless. I'm going to keep Alec Burks, kind of the one guy from free agency that we're kind of, and Derrick Rose, I guess, that we're kind of, letting play out on this team, if you will. Obi Toppin will remain the backup for Randall, and then we'll get a new backup center to back up Mitchell Robinson, not named Nerlens Noel. So, Devin Hernangomez, I just get Hernangomez so much, dude. Kevon Looney, honestly, I don't really love Kevon Looney's overall. He does tend to start weirdly regressing at some points in time, but I can live with it. I know we have a ton of point guards here. I'm actually going to try to get a first for Vildoza. I just don't need him here. And then we obviously have Miles McBride and, Rokas. I don't even know, man. I don't know. Whatever the situation is, I'm not really probably going to use either of them. I can get Ayo. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. He's actually pretty good, but no, I'll take a first-round pick because we already have a point guard in Derrick Rose. Okay, this is our 10-man rotation for year number 2. I'm hoping this team can be in the playoffs. I mean, obviously, we upgraded at the point guard position with De'Aaron Fox. I almost said Derrick Rose. So, kind of, I guess, a new big 3, if you want to call it. I mean, big 4, even, whatever the hell situation, it may be, but I think we're in a really good spot right now, man. I definitely think we're going to be better than last season. That's probably not going to be very hard to do. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. So we obviously have one big change to our starting 5, that being inserting De'Aaron Fox into there, man. I like De'Aaron Fox a lot. I think he's one of the more underrated young stars in this entire league. I don't think he gets nearly the credit he deserves. It's probably because he's in Sacramento, but hey, man, he is now in New York. De'Aaron Fox, Emmanuel Quickly, very quick backcourt. I will say that. No, I'm not just saying that because his name's Quickly. You know what I'm saying. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, big free agency for us come our front court. We were obviously able to bring them both back, which was huge for us. Our bench unit is something at some point in time I'd like to work on. Maybe as of now, it's going to be Obi Toppin, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Kevon Looney, and Quentin Grimes. I do want to get Miles McBride minutes at some point, so I think this will probably be Derrick Rose's last year with us here in New York. He's a 74 overall. So I'm probably going to go ahead and try to develop him next year, maybe up to a 76, and then he can get some minutes as our backup 1. We will cross that road. I'm not going to stop saying that. We will get there when we get there. Hopefully this team's in the playoff this year, though. I think obviously we made some significant improvements. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. So season number 2 definitely went a lot better for us here in New York as we wrap it up as a 1 seed here during the regular season. Luka Doncic, MVP. Take a look at his numbers and his splits right there. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Devontae Graham, 6th Man of the Year. I know he's in New Orleans now. It'll be updated in the next video. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Press Achua, Most Improved. I believe he is. Is he technically in Toronto now? Was that a sign and trade or was that a straight up signing? I'll look it up at some point, but I don't know. I would appreciate it if you commented. It's not necessary though. Mike Malone, Coach of the Year, 55 and 27 for Denver. So we go 53 and 29. That is good enough for a 1 seed here in the East. Actually, a little bit surprised by that. De'Aaron Fox, our leading scorer at 23.5 points. Randall just under 20. RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin. D. Rose, Robinson, Burks, Quentin Grimes, Looney. Okay, rebounds per game was Mitchell Robinson, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. So, Orlando, Fultz, Hampton, Josh Hart, they've added Jonathan Isaac and Wendell Carter Jr. Not bad, obviously they blew a 3-1 lead. The fact that we were down 3-1 is kind of criminal, but nonetheless, we come back, and now we got Cleveland. Garland, Sexton, Amodi Bates, the Demigod, Kevin Love, and Jarrett Allen, who signed a $100 million deal. I'm surprised. We lose them, but I would like to say, I'm sure a lot of people, I understand the concept of, yes, Jarrett Allen just got a 5-year, $100 million contract extension. Do you think he's worth that? I don't know, man. I mean, let's see what they gave him in the game. That's what I'm interested in. Did they give him that much money here in the game? Did Cleveland... No, so they didn't even give him that. So, I mean, they actually gave him more per year, technically. Do they have Evan Mobley? No, they have Evan Mobley listed as center. So, I understand Evan Mobley, and I'm sure they're going to figure it out. Hypothetically, they probably will. I know Evan Mobley's a tremendous defensive player, obviously pretty solid as a perimeter defensive player for a guy who's 7 feet tall. My question is, he shot 30% from beyond the arc, and I know that, power forward and, big men are more than just three-point shooting. But this isn't 1990. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a lineup that can shoot. That's just my thing. I'm sure they'll make it work and, figuring out that front court. But Evan Mobley, I don't love that fit, if I'm being honest. Defensively, it's tremendous. Evan Mobley's obviously, as I just mentioned, a solid perimeter defensive player. I just don't like having 2 7-footers in my front court. But, hey, what do I know? So, Atlanta here in Cleveland. We are not in the playoffs anymore. That sucks. Pelicans going to win the finals. I was waiting for 96 overall Zion Williamson to win a finals MVP. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be a 96 by then. League meetings. Let's just rejected. Cool. Draft lottery. I don't know if we have any picks in this one. We probably didn't trade for anything. I don't see us anywhere. So, no, we're just going to sim through that. Kings, who we took De'Aaron Fox from. That probably helped contribute. The Warriors were the 2nd worst team in the league. Really? Or maybe they just got lucky in the lottery. I don't know. But we're good in the coaching department. We're probably going to go ahead. Where the hell? Why can't you just re-sign your coach? You know what I'm saying? Why is he not just at the top? Sorry, that got cut off. We're going to go ahead and just probably re-sign Tom Thibodeau. I don't really have any reason not to bring him back. I mean, he just led us to a 1 seed. If I can find him here. Tibbs. Did he retire or something? Oh, he retired. That makes sense. Okay, Doc Rivers, Nick Nurse has 2 A+ ratings. I'm just going to go ahead and pay him a lot of money because I want 2 A+ ratings here in New York. So, Tibbs retired. I would have brought him back if he did not, but he ended up moving on. So, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. I wouldn't mind improving the bench, probably moving on from Derrick Rose as well. So, D. Rose and our 2 first-round picks. What are some trade offers? I mean, hypothetically, position-wise, there's nothing we really need. I mean, we're kind of set in most departments. Maybe Derek Favors is a backup center. Who's our backup center? Oh, it's Kevon Looney. All right, let's pull the trigger on this Derek Favors deal. Welcome to New York, Derek Favors. I do not need a second-round pick. Thank you, Chicago. So we will head up to team player options now. Quickly, Top and Quentin Grimes all going to be coming back here. Rokas is probably not going to get a qualifying just because I don't really need him. RJ Barrett, I definitely need back. Miles McBride is going to be our new backup point guard, so I definitely do want him back. We now into free agency right now. RJ Barrett is going to get an offer. This is the final year, so I can just give him his weird-ass qualifying offer. And Miles McBride is unfortunately not a guy who we do have on bird rights, but we can just wait because he is restricted, and then I'm assuming he's probably not really going to get another contract. So we do have a 10-man rotation if we want it. I mean, hypothetically, I don't really need it, but I think this could be one of those videos where I keep a 10-man rotation the entire time. I mean, it's either Obi Toppin or De'Aaron Fox that isn't going to have a backup, and I do want Miles McBride to play, and I think trading Obi Toppin for nothing would just be stupid. So we're probably going to move on from Kevon Looney. I mean, I like Quentin Grimes. I like getting these guys that I don't really get some minutes. Even, you know, hypothetically, if I maybe could get a better player, it's definitely possible, but I do like getting some guys who I don't really get a lot, you know, playing time minutes in this game. So first round pick for the Clippers. We're going to sit here and wait on Miles McBride, and I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year. So final year here in New York. We obviously didn't make any crazy free agency signings today, and honestly, I don't mind that. I mean, with a team like the Knicks, I'm obviously kind of, you know, I feel kind of obligated to go out and sign a crazy free agent every single time I do a Knicks rebuild, but hey, I kind of also like kind of developing and building within. Obviously, we made the De'Aaron Fox trade, but that was kind of the one big move we did make throughout today's video. I actually really do like how this one turned out. So, I mean, championship or not, I would obviously like to get one. But, hey, I do like switching it up from time to time. So, year number 3, starting lineup has not changed. De'Aaron Fox, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Our bench unit, Obi Toppin, our 6-man. Derek Favors, a new addition. Miles McBride is up to a 79 overall. I don't know. I don't really know how that one happened, but it is what it is. Alec Burks still a 79 overall for us here, and then Quentin Grimes going to be getting 10 minutes a night off the bench. So, not really playing a ton, but he's not developing nearly as well as Miles McBride here. So we will see how this team does. I think we definitely could be good, man. We were 1 seed last year. Obviously ended up losing in the second round to Cleveland. I'm hoping we can make it to the finals this year and hopefully win one, but only time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So 1 seed once again for us here in New York at the end of year number 3. Obviously looking for a little bit of a different result in the playoffs this time. But Luka Doncic back-to-back in the MVP department. Giannis Nazos, I don't know. Nikola Vucevic, what in the world? Him and Embiid are somehow, I don't know. Jonathan Isaac, you know what? Because it would be hilarious. Where the hell is he? Beautiful. Trae Young, Defensive Player of the Year. Gene Montero, Most Improved. Nick Nurse, 65 and 17. Wow, I did not know we were that good. But player stats on the year. Fox led us in scoring again. Emmanuel Quickley. So we don't even have another 20-plus point per game guy. So scoring is definitely spread out a little bit. Miles McBride, solid. 9 points, 2 boards, 4.5 assists. Very efficient. Thank you, Miles. Rebounds went to Mitchell Robinson, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. We got the Miami Heat here in the first round. Casey Morsell, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Preston Chua, and Bam Adebayo. Again, I'm not 100% sure on Preston Chua. That's my bad. We win in 6. We got Toronto here, Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Christian Wood. So at least they have moved on from Kyle Lowry because, again, I'm not updated here. So they very well could have still had him. And Philadelphia here, Simmons, Max Christie, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. They somehow have money to have Nikola Vucevic off their bench. This, I have absolutely no idea. Are you kidding me, 2K? This was like a bug that happened back in 2K17 because I used to abuse it to the max. I used to like sign like LeBron James to like a deal for like $5 million if my team was super good. Why is this still a thing in 2K21? And it's not like it just has been a thing this whole time in 2K21. This little bullshit little trick that, you know, is all of a sudden starting to happen with guys like Russell Westbrook. I've seen it happen with Lowry. Now Nikola Vucevic, that they're signing for under $2 million with contending teams. Don't get me wrong, players take pay cuts to sign with contenders all the time. It 100% happened. Bobby Portis literally did it yesterday. But why on earth is an all-star caliber center like Nikola Vucevic taking a pay cut here in 2K? Like, seriously? This is what we've kind of come to? And we win in 5? Like, I mean... Pelicans here are not a fun team to play. Grayson Allen, you're an absolute scumbag. We're going to probably... Miles Turner is a tremendous addition to that team. Kemba Walker's on that bench. Let me guess. Oh, no. He's getting paid. Okay. What a world we live in. I hate how good 2K makes Zion. Look, we lose in 7. Don't get me wrong. I set up... I'm not going to give the same speech over and over again because I think it's dumb. But I just think the Pelicans are just so overrated in this game. Not in real life. I think in this game they're crazy overrated. So, yeah, kind of a mix between an offseason rebuild, a free agency rebuild here today with the Knicks. I don't know what I'm calling this one yet at the time I'm recording it. I hope the Knicks between now and the time I upload this don't make any crazy big moves. And again, I know I only really did 1 year with all the free agents this team had, just ultimately in a 3-year window. I don't really have time to go ahead and kind of, let guys kind of, stir on the bench, stir in the starting lineup, if you will. So we ultimately kind of did go ahead and, made a good squad. I kind of liked the way we did this one, not so much going out and signing crazy free agents, kind of blowing up the team. But, we made one big trade, I would say, throughout the entire video. So I had fun with this one, man. You can let me know your thoughts on the Knicks or any other team's free agency down below in the comment section. I'm certain things will change by the time, I'm recording this right now. It is 10:30 at night right now. And, nothing crazy has happened with any sort of other team. Nothing crazy that I wasn't expecting. Like, I knew Chris Paul was going to get an extension with the Phoenix Suns. We're waiting on Kawhi as we sit. Let me just double-check Kawhi hasn't signed anywhere. No. As we sit, Kent Bazemore just signed with the Lakers. I'm pretty sure they signed every single veteran in the league, pretty much coming off the bench of the Lakers and Nets now. So, hopefully nothing crazy changes. I'm sure something will happen, though. I mean, if Kawhi ends up going somewhere else, I'll probably do that video tomorrow. But I don't really see that one happening. So if you guys have any other video ideas, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. As always, if you guys are new around here and want to subscribe to the channel, it would definitely be appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying free agency so far. I'll see you guys all in the next one.